Good evening. Welcome to my own podium. I am going to do a couple, 1 and 2, poems today. And yeah, I don't think there's a lot to really say before I get into this. So ready for tomorrow because it's the last day of school for Cam and Mar. And so we just get to relax. Once again, really sorry about the glare on my glasses. That's terrible. But I must continue. Okay, the first one that I have today is the feature, and it is featured right here with my favorite childhood friends, Tinderheart and Barney. All right, it's called STD, and it stands for Sealed Through Discernment. You learned something that required care, restraint, and pause, yet kept moving through others without honoring that cause. What you knew and didn't say became a loaded choice. Silence is an action too, no matter how you use your voice. Once you were aware, the path became defined. Honesty, the requirement, anything else crossed a line. Continuing as normal wasn't harmless or small. It carried consequences that you don't get to dodge at all. I'm grateful that alignment kept me clear and whole, shielded by a knowing deeper than control. My guardians held the line when mine were tested thin, even when you crossed my boundaries without permission to begin. We're weary of watching those who harm still rise, feasting on borrowed light while truth is left behind. That imbalance cracks now. The scales are in view. This season doesn't favor what darkness used to do. So lace your boots up tight, prepare to face what's right. What's coming isn't cruelty, it's God restoring sight. The season shifts, accounts are due. What was done in the dark comes into view. This door is closed, the verdict stands. I walk forward with clean hands. Go away. Okay. And then the second one is called My Crew. Just wanted to make sure the microphone was still on. Every time I thought I'd finally broken free, something tugged the tide and pulled me back to sea. For a college course, I sat in rooms meant to observe. I said I was only there to study, but my heart felt seen and heard. I went home to my husband, brave enough to say, I think that I belong there. I'd like to go back to AA. He said, that's embarrassing. And I learned right then how easily I disappeared just to stay loved by him. I learned how to stop mid-sentence, swallow words halfway, tell myself not now every time truth tried to stay. I almost chose myself more times than I can share, then stepped back into silence as though I belonged there. I was young when he shaped me to need what he gave. He called it devotion, but it functioned like a cage. I walked away with nothing but the will to stay gone. And the space before Jeremy was very cold and long. With Jeremy there, the chaos didn't end, but I wasn't required to play pretend. When COVID came down and the world stood still, I was forced to sit with every ache and will. I could be bitter, exhausted, soft, or undone. He'd never rush me toward who he thought I should become. Nothing needed fixing, nothing pushed aside. I was finally allowed to feel what I felt inside. When I felt strong enough, steady in my skin, I opened the door and let the old names back in. Cousin, best friend, family. I tried to repair, believing that healing meant making space there. As I grew healthier, something quietly changed. My boundaries felt personal, my healing felt strange. Whatever their reasons were, I set that aside. My work was staying here, learning how to survive. I stayed with the healing and let it carry me through. I learned what to keep and I learned what to undo. I'm choosing with care what I let remain and leaving behind what only brings pain. Now I choose who stands in the light that I'm in, who feels like peace and who feels like kin. I've walked the lessons, I know it rings true. This life is unfolding and I get to choose my crew. Thank you. I hope everyone has a great weekend and an amazing holiday if I don't post until after.